So today, we're playing a Berserker, and we might have the spiciest combo yet. From a turn 2 Excalibur, to the spicy banana skill, to that big ol' busted blade to deal that massive damage as their Excalibur and spicy banana keeps alive. But hey, check this run out and let me know what you think of this build. Okay, let's go and jump some rank games with a random character and see who we're gonna get today. So it looks like we're gonna get a turn 2 Excalibur once again. Well, that's awesome. I'm not gonna complain. That is incredibly good for us. We definitely want to get our banana. And we do have our Star of Courage to help us find a unique item, so. And also reduce our stamina. We're gonna grab the broom. Let's roll once. And I was really hoping for some storage, but unfortunately didn't quite get that. I'm gonna grab a garlic since it's on sale. I'm gonna roll once more, and that's that storage. Unfortunately, we're gonna sell our whetstone. I'm gonna sell our broom. And we're gonna add this in for now. And we're gonna have it set up like this for right now. Now I'm gonna roll once more, looking for another food item, which will actually end up taking another banana. But a turn 2 Excalibur is literally insanely good. It's gonna be carrying this for quite some time. And we'll see. Now this bond is gonna have a lot of DPS between two weapons. Our DPS is not gonna be super great with one frying pan. And unfortunately, it's not looking like it's gonna be in our favor. Yeah, we're going to end up losing here, unfortunately. Just pausing the video here very quickly, just to ask you to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. We should be in a much better position once we got our Excalibur. For sure. Now, we're going to take the Undead for the Amulet. Amulet of Alchemy, which is pretty darn bad for us. To be quite honest. I was really hoping for the Amulet of Feasting, even the Amulet of Steel, Amulet of Energy, Amulet of Life even. But the Amulet of Alchemy is literally the worst one we could have gotten. Unfortunately. But let's keep moving for now. We got our little forging hammer, which means we can craft up some of the Berserker's items. And we'll have to see. Now, with the Amulet of Alchemy, it does give us 3 buffs, which is actually pretty decent early on. So, because it did give some power and spikes. Okay, I can't complain. Even though we did get the worst amulet, we did get a freaking mana orb. Which is crazy. A 5% chance to get an epic item. And what an epic item, giving us mana for Excalibur. Which is pretty good. Now I'm going to continue to roll. Definitely want some storage. Now we are going to move on with this sort of situation. We do have our Excalibur in this position to be tagging a banana and our garlic. And our banana, and we're going to have our mana orb in here. Tagging Excalibur along with our banana and our garlic. It'll have to do for now. We are going to move on once again. And we should be in a pretty good spot because this should be a lot of DPS. 7.8 DPS compared to opponents' 4 DPS. Now they do have a health pot and they do have some block with the Amulet of Steel. But we should be in a pretty good spot. We do get 1 in power and 1 regen and some block. Just smashing. Now we do have a choice to make, and honestly it's going to be an easy choice for me. Spicy banana with Excalibur is always pretty darn good. We definitely want to grab it, and that's a freaking pineapple. Which we definitely have to grab. I'm gonna roll some. Blueberries is awesome too. We definitely need that. We also need the storage pretty bad. So think about selling this amulet for now. Which does mean we can grab our blueberries also. And now this is looking pretty darn good overall. And let's keep it moving for now. With blueberries and our mana orb and our spicy banana, we should have tons of healing and we can live to that mana, unless we smash on our opponents. Our opponent smashes us down. Yeah. But overall, amazing. And we only did stack up 6 mana, so we do need to stack up our mana game. I'm gonna grab an extra banana. Let's roll. Okay, 2 mana orbs, 15% chance. There's definitely something going on. This has to be the highest high roll of high rolls I've ever high rolled. We're definitely going to take this mana orb. And we're just going to slot it in like this for right now. So we should be able to get some mana from our food items along with our forging hammer. This mana orb is going to sit in here for now. Which is going to be targeting 3 of our food items and our Excalibur. So this should be pretty good. Actually, before we do move on, I actually really want this leather bag. And unfortunately, this spicy banana is only going to be targeting 2 of our bananas. But it should be good enough. Actually, chain up is super scary. Because it is going to be eating up our mana. But with 2 mana orbs, we should be able to get to proc Excalibur. Which should be amazing for us. And honestly, this is the fastest I've probably got Excalibur online with 2 mana orbs for sure. Definitely the fastest I've had it online. And we could grab the rainbow badge, we could grab a spear, but I think we leave it for now, and we could end up grabbing an axe. Since we're gonna have so much stamina with our Excalibur, we could end up going for a double axe type of situation too. But first of all, let's go ahead and grab a garlic. We could actually take out our little forging hammer, switch this up like so, and actually end up grabbing another banana for right now. And we could actually situate this down below, but we do need our blueberries to be targeting Excalibur. Or we could literally do this and actually lose a tiny bit of value on our spicy banana, but then get as much value as we can with Excalibur. I think we're going to do that. I'm going to reserve the axe. And let's keep moving for now. Now with all the bananas, we should have pretty much a crap ton of stamina. We just don't use up too much of it, which is unfortunate. We should get tons of healing with Excalibur and a mason. Keeping us super healthy, and that's a freaking cheese. We're going to have to say goodbye to the axe as we are taking that cheese for sure. Now I'm actually going to sell a banana to grab this undead for amulet. I'm hoping for the amulet feasting. And we got the amulet wilds, which is not terrible because we are going to be stacking up some spikes. So we'll actually settle for that. But that cheese is going to be amazing. That's going to be stacking up our max life for us. And it is going to be providing some buffs. And we'll see. Now this opponent is rocking investment opportunity. They only still have a broom, which is pretty good for us. They're not going to have a whole lot of DPS. As we should have a absurd amount of DPS with our Excalibur right now. And especially stacking up with that spikes. And amazing. Definitely carrying us for quite some time. Now we do have a choice to make. And we could take Deerwood Guardian. This is probably the best choice for Excalibur because it just gives us a crap ton of mana, provides a lot of healing, and gives us battle rage for a long time. Now I'm very tempted to actually take Shaman Mask too. If we did have the mana sustain, we could grab some Badger Runes and make this the fastest Excalibur of all time. Which actually does sound kind of interesting. So I'm going to chance grabbing the Shaman Mask, and we did get that big Badger Rune. I'm going to let go of the axe. We don't exactly want it anymore. Now we could take a box for riches, but I'm going to have to leave it for now. We definitely need some extra storage. We're going to move you out, have this placed in, and let's keep it rolling for now. Roll one more time, and we could have actually had double axe, which would have been kind of awesome. Now I'm actually going to reserve the stamina sack as we move on. We should be in a much better spot. The Badger Rune, every time our Excalibur hits, it is going to be triggered 3% faster. So we definitely need to find more mana sustain. But that's going to be the fastest Excalibur, which is going to be using up more stamina. And it's super close, but amazing actually. Pretty good. Now we do have a couple of options. We could take Fanfare for some mana gain. It is pretty slow, but it is still mana gain all the same. I think I'm actually going to grab it. I'm going to reserve this Hunger Blade because that is going to be more stamina used for us. And we could craft up Mana Thirst. But for now, let's keep moving. This Fanfare is going to be stacking up some mana. It's going to be stacking up some power, which does increase our weapon damage. And it's also going to be removing some of our own stamina, which should be pretty good. And so far, this opponent is not posing too much of a threat, and amazing. Now we do have a choice to make, and it's going to be an easy choice. We do need mana sustain, mana mastery is going to be awesome for us. We definitely need that. Now the flute is going to be some luck stacking. I'm going to reserve it for now, but let's grab our Hunger Blade. We could craft up Cheese Gourd, but I'm going to leave for now. Let's actually grab a flute and let's roll, and that's another freaking mana orb, which is definitely crazy insane. Now I think for this round, I'm actually going to spend the time to craft up Mana Thirst. And I'm going to leave it like this for now, which means we're going to be taking out a banana. We're going to be getting a little less value on our Excalibur. Once we get our Mana Thirst in, we should be in a fantastic spot. But so far our opponent does have Bloodthorn, they do have that Sun Armor. They are going to be moving our bus with that Burning Banner. They're also going to be stacking up a lot of Vampirism. But with our Garlics, we do have a chance to remove them, which is pretty good. And we have stacked up over 100 max HP compared to opponents. And this is looking pretty good. Definitely smashing. And we got our Mana Thirst. We're going to be grabbing a Mana Orb. Let's grab some storage, which we're going to have to slot in here for now. We're going to add in our flutes. We're going to roll, and we definitely need more storage. But I'm going to roll once more. Okay, twice more. And we could take a Hawk Rune. It is some crit chance and crit damage. I think we are going to take it. We might place it on our mana first. But for now, let's keep it going. This should be fantastic. We should be able to stack up some luck for Shaman Mask to be given some buffs. It's also going to increase our stamina also, but we don't exactly need it. Our stamina is going to be full pretty much all the time with our Eggscalibur proccing non-stop. Now, our opponent's actually dealing quite a bit of damage, and actually, they ended up smashing us. Unfortunately, they did stack up a lot of damage. Also, decent bit of healing. Block, not too bad at this point of the game. We had a lot more healing than our opponent. Actually, not too crazy. As for block, not insane either. But let's keep moving for now. Definitely want to grab as much storage as possible. Let's go ahead and grab this. Let's roll again. Okay. That's kind of crazy. And we could potentially add in Impractical Large Greatsword if we do want to. Go for a big old busted blade, which might be super interesting, which means I kind of want to grab another fanfare because that could be our power stacking. So we did move our mana orb into this position for right now, which is going to be tagging Eggscalibur, this banana, and this pineapple, which means we should get a tiny bit more value on our spicy banana for now. But let's keep it going for now. We're going to be grabbing another mana orb. We're going to be grabbing, potentially, another fanfare, or even that Impractical Large Greatsword. Because the more stamina we do use up, the more we heal up. And we could be stacking up a lot of power to be one-shotting our opponents with a big busted blade. And so far, this fight is not looking close whatsoever. With that double axe and smashing. Pretty good. Now we ended up with a 36 DPS, which is pretty good overall, especially with Eggscalibur and a Mana Thirst. As for heals, yeah, 22 healing per second, pretty decent, could be better. But overall, 6 health per second maximum health. Now I do actually want to find much more cheeses to be stacking up our max life. As for block, we managed to get just a little bit. We do want to replace those garlics with those cheeses. But let's go ahead and continue on for now. We are going to be getting another mana orb. Now we could end up grabbing a fancy rapier instead of that Practical Large Greatsword. But for now, let's grab our mana orb. Let's grab another fanfare. Well, let's roll for now. And we definitely need the storage. Which I'm going to have this mana orb slotted in this position because it's going to be tagging our flutes along with our fanfare. Now it is targeting our garlic and our cheese. So when our Eggscalibur does proc food items, these proc twice, which does give a better chance to stack up some more mana, which should be awesome. Now we probably should have it in this position more so, but we'll have to do it this way for now. Let's keep it going for now.
Okay.
And we should be able to stack up a lot more mana, stack up a lot more power. This opponent's actually dealing quite a bit of damage with that fancy rapier. And actually it's looking pretty bad for us, and the fight's already over. That's just a crazy amount of damage with that fancy rapier. 70 DPS on that sword within 8 seconds. We are scaling builds. It does take us time to start scaling, unfortunately. So we're going to sell that. We're going to grab this storage and that cheese. We're going to roll once. Another pineapple we definitely need. To the point where I'm going to sell a banana to actually grab this for now. But let's keep moving for now. We should be in a much better spot. Another fancy fencing rapier builds. They are a pyromancer though. They're going to have a ton of block. Going to be scaling up a good bit of heats. But we should be in a much better spot. We'll be stacking up a lot more max life, stacking up a lot more spikes, and a mason. Pretty good. Now for this round, let's go ahead and grab our Impractical Large Greatsword. Let's roll. I'm going to grab some crits. I'm going to add some more crits. Let's roll, and we definitely need more storage. Now I do want to place our cheese in here in the next round, but in order to craft up that busted blade, I'm going to have it set like this. We are going to move on, and we're going to see we did take out a fanfare. Our flute is in a less optimal position, but with Impractical Large Greatsword, we should be using up a lot more stamina, which gives us more healing, and that busted blade should be able to deal massive damage. But it's going to be super close, and unfortunately our opponent did manage to outpace us. They just stacked up way too much for us. But we got our busted blade. We're going to be grabbing the storage. Let's go and grab another badge rune. I'm going to grab a pineapple for now. We're going to roll once. And we probably want this storage too. And we did move our setup around just a little bit. We do have our busted blade in this position with those hawk runes. We have our pineapple in here. We do have our mana orb in this position to be targeting at least 3 of our food items. And this to be targeting Eggscalibur and 2 of our food items. And over here to be targeting 3 of our food items along with Eggscalibur. With 2 badge runes in, this is going to be the fastest Excalibur in the West. But we are going to have to move on. Now, 1 fanfare is not going to be in, and we still have our fanfare in this position. And with our Buster Blade in, we have the potential to deal big damage. Now, our opponent is actually smashing us with a lot of damage. We do get our Battle Rage. Can we start stacking up our max life? And unfortunately, it's looking like we're going to fall short. Our opponent just has way too much. Actually, hold on a second. It looked like we were coming back for a second, but unfortunately, we are going to fall short. Now, that's another Hawk Rune, which is more crit chance. We're definitely going to grab a Potion Pulse. Let's roll. That is another cheese, which I'm thinking actually about selling our little Forging Hammer and slotting that in for now. Let's roll one more time. That's another Mana Orb, which I might actually end up grabbing and another Potion Pulse. But let's see. Can we actually survive? We are going to begin another Busted Blade, which is going to have pretty much 100% crit chance. And we're going to be dealing that big damage. We have some crit chance too. And we have some heals. And smashing big, massive Busted Blade damage with 3 Hawk Runes. This is actually kind of awesome. Yeah, we have a 71 DPS now. Our opponent actually has more DPS than us. But we'll see. With our heals, we have a 25 healing per second. With a 21 max health gain per second. As our opponent has pretty much non-existent heals. As for block though, our opponent will have more block than us because they have those armored wisdom buffs. So it's looking pretty good. Now let's grab our Potion Pulse. Let's grab this Mana Orb. We're going to slot it in here for now. I'm going to grab another set of blueberries. Let's roll one more time. And one more time. And this is it. This is going to be our final setup. What a super interesting build. Definitely super fun with a Shaman Mask, Excalibur with 2 Badge Runes, and a Busted Blade. With a Mana Thirst, I had a lot of weapons for Spicy Banana to be healing us quite a bit. So we're going to be using up a lot of stamina, stacking up a lot of max life. And we're going to see, is this going to be good enough? Are we going to fall short with an extra Mana Orb? Some more blueberries, we should be in a pretty good spot. And let's go ahead and see, is this going to be good enough? Are we going to fall short? Can we win out? And we are going to begin a Thorn Bloom, Poison Ivy type builds with a lot of damage reduction in the first couple of seconds. However, we should be able to deal that big damage with that Busted Blade. You do get invulnerability, which is going to be super scary. But invulnerability only lasts for a short period of time. That is a lot of poison stacked up on us. We didn't get a crit from the Busted Blade. However, we've stacked up a lot of max life. Our opponent's actually dealing massive damage. And there's a big, massive 289 crit with that Busted Blade. Actually smashing. And that one smack from that Busted Blade brought our DPS from 50 DPS to 72 DPS overall. Our opponent actually managed to have a 55 DPS, which is not too bad. Now we ended up with a 23 healing per second between our Spicy Banana, our Vampirism, and our Pineapples, which is kind of nice. And we ended up with a 24 max health gain per second. So 46 healing overall with a 72 DPS. Pretty decent. Non-existent block. But we did manage to get a 7.5 mana gain per second. And our Excalibur was triggering pretty fast. A 0.71 cooldown with those Badge Runes. Which means we were proccing our Excalibur way too fast before we can actually consistently keep proccing. We definitely needed more mana generation on top of the mana that we were actually getting. Well, we definitely, with our stamina, we could have actually added in some more weapons. But it is what it is. This build turned out to be quite a bit of fun. Going with Shaman Mask to get those big Hawk Runes to give us 45% crit chance on that Busted Blade. And increasing that damage quite significantly. But anyways, we did survive 2 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. +9. Rank us up a decent bit. But anyways, I'm going to leave it here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope you look out for the next one. See you next time.